Loves. I appreciate y'all. Oh wait, I'm thinking I accidentally. Well, I do appreciate y'all for everybody who subscribed and watch my videos. I know I be saying curse words, y'all. I apologize. I know sometimes you're not in the mood. You probably like I don't feel like hearing all that because I myself get like that, and knowing how my mouth be sometimes when I see other people, some like even though I like them, but if they be sometimes I just don't want to hear all that. Just because I make a lot of videos where you see me cursing don't mean I curse all the time. It just seems like that because the points that I be making is kind of frustrating, and I a lot of the times deliberately don't hold my tongue. I speak freely because that's the only thing I pretty much have is the freedom of speech. And you see how they try to censor people already, and we allegedly have the freedom of speech. I don't got time for that. Oh shoot, I'm sorry, lady. But anyways, guys, I told you I'll give you an update when I get out of there about trying to get a gun. I was at the Sportsman Warehouse, and it's strange because when I went there, there was this one black guy there, and he was just standing there. And then as soon as he waited, he was just looking at acting like he went to go look for a gun, and he just stood there. But as soon as my name, they called me to see if I needed some sort of help. They went, and the dude came over to closer to stand next to me really close, to get closer to see what I was talking about, to see what I was saying, like if the information on my ID was current and all that other stuff. And then after he heard that and to hear what kind of gun I was trying to get, after that he literally walked. I was like, where'd he go? He left after that. So I don't know what the heck he went to go do. But anyways, I'm not studying him. That's why I didn't give him any eye contact or anything. He kept walking by me too. Like, it was strange. I'm like, ew. It was that creepy energy. And the other Caucasian European Americans was just minding their own business. And it was just these three Hispanic people that came in there. They kept walking around looking at me too. But I was like, that's so strange. But yeah, I'm kind of at the back of the store off 82nd Avenue in Portland for those of you who live out here and you know what I'm talking about. But so the update is I couldn't get the gun, but not because I was denied on my background check, but it was simply because I answered one question incorrectly, and I feel like that was God because I even told God He know me, the type of person I am. If I have a gun, baby, I'm gonna use it. And I wanted to make sure it came with the case, so now I know what gun I want. If I go back to this store in 30 days, who knows, I might go to another store and like a pawn shop or something and just buy a gun there to avoid having to wait 30 days to go back to the same store to buy a gun. And especially since I know people are knowing that I'm most likely gonna go back to that particular store, especially I'm putting it on this video, I would most definitely be choosing a different store, maybe one of these other stores or something like that, or instead of me buying a gun from somebody on the street. I'm just saying that so y'all know there's plenty of ways people can get a gun now. Don't just try to limit, and I have other ways around that too, but I was trying to do it the legal commercial US citizen way, so United States citizen way. So anyways, he told me I remember asking a guy, he was like, oh, I can't tell you how to answer that. But yo, dumb motherfucking ass, he said they tell us we can't help you because they don't want you to buy a gun. And he's saying that for like everybody, not just me, but he's saying they set it up that way because they don't really want people buying guns. And I was submitted, so the question that was wrong was asking if you had been adjudicated to or submit or admitted to a mental hospital, or I forgot what the first part of the question was, but it had the same thing to do, like if somebody considered you mentally impaired or something like that. But it didn't say it mentally impaired. It was something regarding our mentality, and if you had been admitted to a mental facility or something like that. And I asked one of the dudes there that wasn't helping me. He was like, I can't tell you how to answer that. But dude, I was admitted before, but it was not from a judge. And then the other guy, Anthony, he came and told me, he was like, so this word right here, adjudicated, that's saying that a judge admitted you to. And it was almost like he knew it wasn't a judge. That's crazy. But because I didn't want to lie on my application, I was almost going to put no. Maybe I would have got the gun, but I feel like that was still my protection. in two ways, because one way, if they knew I had bought a gun from a store legally, they would try some kind of way to try to say, oh, she shouldn't be having a gun, or make up some sort of lie about it, and then try to act like I did something wrong to get me caught up in some other shit, whether it be a case or some other stuff where somebody lie and try to have an investigation. They probably wouldn't do that, but the main part is me not having a gun, and not because of my little son, because I already learned about the safety parts of owning a gun. I will never want my son to go and get a gun. It would be placed somewhere where he could not get it, and I won't say where I was going to leave it, because I almost did, but I was like, then people will know, like, because it's already gang stalkers and my car is tapped, so it's a place that I know where I would leave it, where my son would not even be able to put his hands on it. He won't even be able to lay his eyes on it, not even accidentally, and I would never have the bullets in the same place. That's part of the reason why even that when I was a security officer at the Hawthorne Farms Intel Security, that's why the guy who was the head security didn't get me in trouble at all, because I was smart about me having the gun. And when, even though they were talking about it, he even knew that they were up to funny business, because he said he find it funny that the conversation came up about talking about guns. So he said he knew that it wasn't just me saying that I had a gun and I'm trying to threaten somebody. He was like, for me to feel comfortable to say that, he knew that people were talking about the guns they owned and all that other stuff, and they got to be a goddamn fool if they think that Intel don't have listening devices in their building to hear what's going on. I wouldn't be surprised if he heard them talking about it, and that's why he knew it was a load of bullshit. And that's why I'm so thankful for him, because he was one of the people who weren't gang stalking me, and he was like, he kept it all the way 100, and even told me about him and his son, and how his son has autism and blah blah blah, this and that. But he was very polite and professional. And I had a Ruger bolt action rifle that I had bought from a pawn shop, but I never shot it. And one of the gang stalker Masons, Rashard Horowitz, was scared, and he had a felony. He couldn't have guns. He'll go back to jail if he had one. But he was over there trying to scam the fuck out of me, and he got people who work in the internal affairs, like he said. But he was scared to have a gun in the car though. But I had went and took it back just because I was dealing with him at the time. And I said, you know what? His fear made me feel like I didn't need to have that gun. So I went and took it back, and they looked down the barrel and saw I never shot it. So they took it back and gave me my money back. But it was fun to have though. And I had the case and everything. But I had when it sold it back. But and the head security guy, he was awesome. He knew that they were full of shit. That's like one of the only main jobs that I had. I mean, the only jobs I had where the person that's in charge knew that the other people were full of shit and trying to get me in trouble and get me fired. And I remember one was Hoggett, yeah, was his last name. Officer Hoggett was the main hating ass old, I'm just gonna say it for this video, white man who was Caucasian American European man who was being a hater, as well as Randy Tulot. John Fromm, he wasn't too much like that, and neither was Tyler, the two dudes that worked in the other front part. And there was this other nicer kind of blonde and red hair lady. She was polite too. She kind of stayed out of the riffraff of stuff. But anyways, there was people there. It was these two chubsters that was sitting. One chubster was sitting there, and I don't even remember their names, because I remember their faces though, and if I saw their names, I would know who they are. And when that stuff happens, all of a sudden their name comes to mind, like a lady. I'll talk about that in the future though, about a lady whose name I forgot, who used my identity and then to prove me for a loan, and then tried to lie and pretend I never got it. But I had a feeling they just used my identity because of something she slipped up and did with creating a different email address and password without my permission. And I didn't even know she had created it until a certain point, and that's what let me know they were being scandalous, doing something. And she tried to lie and tell me something. But anyways, there's a lot of scandalous people out here. And Anthony, he was amazing here at the Sportsman Warehouse, and so was the head security guy at Intel in Hillsboro. He was like one of the only ones who knew that my coworkers was trying to get me fired, full of shit. Every place I worked at, it's like I had a group of people there trying to get me fired. because they were just being a hater. Like they would make up lies and shit, and that's why on my resume it shows me going from job to job, because I was tired of the shit. I was like, fuck these people, and then I'll go somewhere else. It seemed like the same shit will follow me to that job. So, and I didn't know about gang stalking back then. I just thought it was a bunch of full of shit ass people in this world, which there are. But yeah, I didn't know that there was something else behind it. Maybe not every case that's what it was, because there are a couple jobs that I just didn't like and I just quit them because it wasn't for me. But majority of the time there was people there that was it was like a spiritual thing. But yeah, anyways, it's okay. And I know I could, I have a feeling that I can go get a gun, but because of this situation that happened, I'm not going to get one, at least not a legal bullet gun. I will probably just get, like, it's okay about BB guns and stuff, but I just wanted to make sure I got one so that I could have get a concealed carry license. But I did see in Oregon you can open carry, but there's some restrictions. I was just doing my research, but I don't need no gun because, baby, let the right one come up there, I will not hesitate. I'll be like, oh, so you think I'm playing? I won't be playing around, especially with these people gang stalking. But I think they kind of know that about me, so they don't really do that kind of stuff anymore. Like when people used to always try to fight me or threaten to kill me. Like my baby dad, he was one of those people. It's been confirmed he's involved in illegal activity. I know he is too, because he blatantly told me over the phone. Idiot. Damn, he's stupid. Well, yeah. So that's what happened, and I just decided I'm probably not gonna go get a gun, but I'll order a gun, like, but just it's just gonna be a BB gun though, because I can't kill anyone with that, and I really don't want to kill anyone, because when I went in the store, I felt my heart hurt for these taxidermy elk that I saw on the wall. I asked the guy, I said, "Are those real?" He said, "Yep, they're taxidermy elk." Oh, I was like, damn. And they was looking like, and I could see the facial expressions of some of the elk. It just hurt my heart, baby. I'm like, I know we eat meat, but there's certain meat that I don't even eat, even in jerky form. Well, I tried alligator tail before though. They said it, yeah, but it was pretty kind of hard and chewy, and I did see the spots on it. But yeah, anyways, the salmon was the best. It was so sweet, salmon jerky. And I'm a Pisces Aries cusp, so me eating fish, like I sometimes can't even eat fish with the eyes on the plate because I'm like, this could have been me in another lifetime. But yeah, I know people go hunting, and I was looking at the people excited. They were excited, told them they're gonna go shooting tomorrow. They were having a great ball talking about it. I'm like, you evil crooked people, you're going to shoot these animals for nothing? They're not even in your habitat. That's, you know what? It kind of hurts my heart. And I know this is normal stuff that people do. I would go hunting, not hunting to kill, but I would just go hunting to view the animal and take pictures. I wouldn't hunt it to go. That's what hunting is, but I wouldn't go like killing it just to kill it. If it's for food and I'm in a desperate situation, I'll be making a ritual that's honorable to God and to the animal, that I have to take his life so I can feed my family, but not just to go have fun, just to kill it just cuz. Hell no, I don't do stuff like that. So one guy came in, a guy saw me running out the store, and I guess he thought I looked hot or something, because he was going fast, and he stopped that truck so hard, baby. And it was a Hispanic guy, and he asked me if I was married, and I was like, oh no, gang stalking, because I know I made a video when I was talking about I don't deal with men who are married, and I was talking about the Mexican man who was trying to hit on me, but I knew it was for gang stalking reasons because his eyes was dark. And then I said, are you married? And he told me the truth, baby. I was thankful, but I was like, okay, well then. You take your tail long then. And I did give him my number before I asked him that, so that's where the calling me back to back to back came from. I had thoughts like, I have a feeling this man married. He ain't got this decent truck and doing decent by himself like this. It's like it was kind of his energy. I was like, no, he ain't doing this by himself. Like and then I all of a sudden asked him if he was married. At that second time I seen him driving around, I said, hell no. And then he was calling me back to back to back, and I told him the reason why I wasn't talking to him, and he didn't care. So that's why I don't care about some men trying to be persistent, because a lot of men I've met in my past that I rejected was because they were trying to gang stalk. And then I felt bad. I was like, well, maybe I don't have a man because I keep turning down those other ones. But they were turned down for a reason, because they weren't up to no good. And then I went and got with the sleaze bags that pretended that they were gentlemen. They were clever, but that's how I got more wise. I became more wise on, like, um, assessing someone's character and their demeanor and their aura, their energy, and all that. So yeah, so this was all about guns. Well, not all about guns, but this started from me telling you guys the update on me going to buy a gun. Like, I just wanted to keep my word and come back and tell you. So I decided I don't need a gun because I am kind of dangerous, even though I seem like I'm not. I will let loose if I had to. Trust me, I could still be dangerous with a knife against someone who has a gun. I'll dodge them bullets, baby. It's like, I ain't finna be doing all that. I'll rather just walk away. That's what saved me a lot in the past. Even no matter how angry I was, I just walked away. A couple times the dude didn't let me go. I had to sock him and then jump down a flight of stairs and run to my car. He'll tell you, Michael Rouse will tell you. Huh. I wasn't playing. He gonna put my arms behind my back like he a police trying to keep me from leaving because I got upset how he was treating me, and then he gonna put me on the ground like he a police officer, knowing full well he wouldn't like for a police to be doing that to him, and I was his girlfriend at the time. He went from playing the game to trying to have my arms behind my back, putting me on the ground. When I got out of that hole that he had me in, and I got up, I socked him in the face real quick and ran out the door and jumped down that flight of stairs. I bet you he ain't never seen nobody do a superhero move like that, baby. I did spontaneous parkour at that time, and my ankles didn't hurt. That was crazy, baby. I was tired of fighting grown ass man who was tall and had big hands and shit. He didn't have two big hands. He was just taller. But the other dude that was 6'4", he had big hands and he punched me in my face 3 times. And then I said, I'm sick of you punching me in my face. I had went and started socking him back in his face while I was driving one time. And then he punched me back in my face. I parked that car. I took that key out the ignition, looked him in his face, and punched him in the face with the key between my fingers. And then the blood started dripping. 1722 triumphant. I just said that for the 722. But that's bad. It's like if somebody forces me to have to be dangerous, then I got to do what I got to do, especially if you're coming at me some kind of way. So yeah, I don't need a gun because I'll want to wind up using it most likely, especially with at the rate these gang stalkers be trying to do certain things. I'd be like, bro, you might want to ease up off me, man, because stop this harassment. Since I know the police ain't doing their job, I'll do it for them. I'll police my own life.